Hey fellow explorers, and thank you so much for joining me for this special occasion to celebrate 400,000 subscribers here on the Yellow Productions channel in August of 2025. In this video, in addition to celebrating 400,000 subscribers, I'm also going to be talking about why do we create these travel videos. And so just a little background about how I got to that question for this video. And so I was in a conversation recently with a fellow YouTuber who asked me the question, do I actually enjoy making these videos? And it's a question I get frequently, and it usually comes in two parts. One, can I still enjoy traveling while making these videos? And two, do I enjoy actually making the videos? And of course, it got me to thinking, well, it didn't get me to think on my immediate answer. My immediate answer was absolutely yes. I've been doing this since 2008. And in addition to reaching 400,000 subscribers, we've also reached this amazing milestone on Yellow Productions of 2,000 videos uploaded to the channel. So you better hope I enjoyed after that time. But it got me to thinking that clearly people who were asking me these questions, either they don't like it anymore or they perceive that perhaps they wouldn't for some set of reasons. And so I decided to answer the question, why is it that we make these videos and what do we get out of it? What do we enjoy out of it? But before we get to that part about answering the actual question of the topic of this video, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about 400,000 subscribers, share a little bit of background as to how we got here, and then after we talk about why we create, then as I do in all of these subscriber celebrations, going to share with you some unreleased Yellow Productions footage. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a Yellow Productions video that we shot in Florence, Italy on a mini DV tape like this one. Not this one, because this one's labeled 2020. I couldn't find not 2020. This was labeled January of 2000. Chris, you're still shooting on mini DV tape? No, in Florence, Italy in 2006, we recorded an episode pre-YouTube, unreleased, so we're gonna do that at the end. So stick around to see that. All right, so the milestone we're celebrating today, and I say we because I couldn't celebrate this milestone without you. Like if you weren't here and you didn't click subscribe, wouldn't be at 400,000. And so there are many people who might say subscribers don't matter on YouTube anymore. It's all AI-driven algorithms, and so subscribers is just a vanity metric as opposed to an actual metric because YouTube really pushes you as the viewer the content you watch more likely rather than just the ones you've hit subscribe on. And while that may be true, but it does say that there are 400,000 actual humans and maybe a few bots, but mostly humans that clicked that subscribe button on this channel over the years, which I think is frankly amazing. I don't think I've met 400,000 people in my life, and so it's amazing that I can spend some time with you on your phones, on your living room TV, on your computer, wherever you are, for these types of special occasions. Now, the second milestone of reaching 2,000 uploads. By the way, these are the dates on these. So 400,000 subscribers was August 2nd, 2025. Chris, why didn't you do this live stream on that day? Because we were literally on a plane to Japan on that day. And then when we came back from Japan, I wanted to do we just got back from Japan live stream. So this is the first live stream slot that wasn't taken up by our Japan trip. And then on the day we were in Japan, then we crossed 2,000 uploads as I was uploading, I think, a short that we did in Tokyo. All right, so background of the channel. How did we get started? Because people always ask the origin story. How did we get here in 2025? Where did this all come from? Chris, where did the idea come from? Did you always wear a yellow shirt? Is yellow your favorite color? So the channel started in 2008. That's when I actually created the Yellow Productions channel on YouTube, but our passion for creating videos started much before 2008. OC Girl and I, as we would travel, we would film our travels on cameras that shot on mini DV tapes that we would then capture onto my old computer at the time. Well, it wasn't old it's old now. It was new then. Edit it together, put it up on our personal website to share with family and friends. And then when YouTube came along, when I heard about YouTube and heard that there was a video sharing site that I could upload videos and have people watch them and not have to pay bandwidth fees, I was in. So one of the first milestones, oh, by the way, I see in the chat, Orange Spoon says, love your videos, Chris. Watch them with my wife for travel ideas. Thank you so much, Orange Spoon, and I appreciate the support. And I appreciate the support from the fellow explorers who say thank you, Orange Spoon, for your support. Oh, and by the way, when I get to the why do we do this? Spoiler alert. The money absolutely helps us do what we do, and I'm going to talk through that. But it wasn't about the money because we started this channel in 2008 before YouTube even had a partner program. But absolutely, having the money and everything that we earn goes back into the channel so we can reinvest in better videos and more videos and better experiences to share with you. So Orange Spoon, thank you very much. That's where that $5 is going to go, into making more and better videos for all of you. So thank you. Okay. So one of the first real milestones that I felt on this channel when we were on to something, so starting it in 2008, just uploading whenever, whatever, and you can go back into the history of the channel and look at the things we've uploaded from Norway or Scandinavia or just wherever we went. Wasn't really with a focus on any particular niche or style, just fun videos that OC Girl and I liked to make. And of course, we brought this little panda with us. OC Girl and I bought this stuffed panda together at the San Diego Zoo. And we thought it would be fun to have a companion join us on our videos, particularly because OC Girl prefers to be behind the camera and I'm in front of the camera, but she could voice Topher from behind the camera, and so that was her on-screen contribution. Obviously, now that we have the Curious Princess, our 5-year-old daughter, she has taken over the voice of the camera while OC, the voice of the camera, Curious Princess has taken over the voice of Topher while OC Girl is holding up that camera. Also, thank you so much to Hello, I'm Claudio for the support and the super chat as well. So, in 2014, OC Girl and I were with Topher in Nara, Japan. What were we doing in Nara, Japan? Well, we were enjoying Nara, Japan, and we were filming our video on Nara, Japan, how to feed the deer in Nara, Japan. And we rented kimonos. These were the kimonos that we were wearing in Nara, Japan. And at the time this particular incident happened, we didn't have our cameras out. We weren't really doing anything. We were just standing in front of some torii gate in this park, and somebody came by, and he goes, Chris, oh my gosh, it's me, Joey from the Philippines. I love your videos. I love your videos on Singapore. Your Singapore guide has helped me so much. And so at that point in time, in 2014, when OC Girl and I were standing in Nara, Japan, this place that has all these wild deer. I mean, you could almost say it's the middle of nowhere, Japan. It's, kind of far from the big touristy parts of it. Wearing our kimonos, not wearing yellow, not recording a video at the time, and this guy from the Philippines comes up to me like he's my brother from another mother, and so happy to see us from so far away, watching a video on a completely different destination. I was like, wow, this YouTube thing, it's amazing that people from around the world do that, and it's also amazing that I could help Joey on those travels. So Joey, thank you for that experience if you're watching here. How many years later? 11 years later. Okay, the next big milestone was crossing 10,000 subscribers. We did that in July of 2016. And July of 2016 is also when I bought my first 360-degree camera. This is the Samsung Gear 360. As everybody thought 360 videos were maybe going to be the wave of the future. That was also when I started getting into more like, well, hey, I've crossed 10,000. Like, let me try to put on the hat of an actual YouTuber. Maybe I'm a YouTuber now that I've crossed 10,000. So I started going to this annual VidCon conference, which is kind of the big annual conference for online video that's held in Anaheim every year. That's where I got the Gear 360 camera. I made a bunch of 360 videos for a few years and then realized that not many people watch them, so I stopped making those. That's why you haven't seen any of those lately. Henry, thank you so much for the super chat. Henry says, Chris, congratulations. Hey, from your great travel knowledge, is October a great time to visit Oahu, Waikiki, Hawaii? Also, is a day tour and back to Hilo from Oahu worth it? Happy travels. Henry, I think anytime's a great time to visit Hawaii. I know that's a cop-out answer, but I think, October is a good shoulder season month where it's not too hot, it's not too cold. I don't know that I would do a day trip to the Big Island, though. Like, the Big Island is so big that I don't know you're going to be able to see much with a day trip from Oahu. So, go to Oahu, but I would say just spend your time there. And if you're going to visit another island, spend a few days there as opposed to just a day trip. Okay, the next big milestone after crossing 10,000 was the same year in 2016. Right here, I'll make this bigger so you can see it, is when I did the first Yellow Productions live stream. This is what behind the scenes of the first Yellow Production live stream looks like. This is in our dining room, and I used some of our coffee tables to stand up my laptop so I could see what was going on in the stream. I had an iPad that was streaming to YouTube, and then I had an Android that was streaming up to Facebook, doing a dual stream, and a piece of paper hanging right there for my notes. And I did this around Christmas, so we have this very large stuffed penguin that we got from Costco in the season wearing his Mickey Santa's hat. What does that all look like now? This is the room I'm sitting in right now. It's sort of my live stream cave up here with a couple big lights up this way, 2 big monitors, laptop in front to do the streams on, sometimes an extra one in front of me, boom mic over here, big camera in the back. So definitely progressed a bit to make maybe what looks like a little bit of a live stream TV show, hopefully, rather than just something cheesy from the phone. So I could put all these fancy graphics up on the screen. Alex, thank you so much for the support as well. And it's my pleasure to provide the quality content. Okay, so after doing those 10,000 first live stream, next big milestone to be able to get this covers this up, huh? I need to make this small for a moment to get the 100,000 subscriber plaque right there that YouTube basically sends you when you cross 100,000 subscribers. They don't technically don't just send it to you. They send you an email with a code that you go and redeem and tell them your address so they know where to ship it. But the 100,000 subscriber plaque, that came in February of 2019. So that was 3 years after crossing 10,000 subscribers. By the way, Janelle says, your hard work and dedication is noticed. We got to get you that Hoka sponsorship. Hoka, the shoes I wear all the time. Janelle, yes, if you know anybody who works for Hoka in their sponsorship division, definitely pass them my name. Okay, so 100,000 was in February of 2019, 200,000 October of 2020, and as we all know, 2019, 2020, world melted down when it came to travel. So it was then 3 more years to get to 300,000 here in May of 2023. And in this video, celebrating 300,000 in May of 2023, I covered the topic, why do we travel? Why do we enjoy travel? And so now I'm covering the topic of why do we create travel videos when we travel? And then that brings us to today, August 2nd, 2025. Well, 24 days ago, but it brings us to this month, or this milestone that happened on this day of crossing 400,000. I've seen many people in the chat, including Alex, said, hey, on the path to 1 million subscribers. I am absolutely looking forward to it too. And Tioga says the same thing. 1 million on the way for sure. Currently reviewing your Taipei content for our upcoming honeymoon. Tioga, I hope you enjoy Taipei, which brings me to the question of what am I drinking today? Since we're talking about Taipei, today I am drinking a O's Bubble Taiwan High Mountain Oolong Tea, the best kind of oolong tea from the high mountains of Japan. This video is not sponsored by the high mountains of Japan, the high mountains of Taiwan, but it could be. It could be. Can mountains sponsor a video? Hope so. I would be up for a mountain sponsorship. Okay, so now I want to talk about this question of why do we create these travel videos. After we do that, then I'll share with you our unreleased 2006 travel video from Florence, Italy, recorded on mini DV tapes, and then we'll open up to our usual Q&A, and of course we'll be giving away some Yellow Productions swag today too. All right, so starting with the first reason. How many reasons do we have here? We have 17 reasons why we create these travel videos. And so the first reason about why we create these travel videos is because we like to travel. And by the way, this is why we create. So Oaksy Girl and I talk through these things together about like, why do we like to do these things? So we like to travel. We would be traveling whether or not we would be making videos about it. Really the passion for travel is a foundation for everything. I think you can tell when like YouTubers don't enjoy what they do anymore. Like you can tell the travel YouTubers in the space that are like, they're just going to a place to like I don't know, they got to pay the rent. The mortgage payments due, and so like, just got to squeeze this one out. So our goal is just to not to say that we don't need to pay the rent, but not to get to the place where we're just making content for those sort of reasons. We want to enjoy the process of making the content because we think that shines in the content, hopefully. Okay. Slide number two. These are slides. By the way, if you never know, there's background on this. So some people ask me, what software do you use? I use vMix as the software. It's made in Australia by a company that makes live streaming software. It's used in a lot of big production houses. And then what I stick in here to put these pictures up, they're PowerPoint slides. So I make a PowerPoint slide deck. I pull these photos in here, and then this little button box that you saw in the corner. This is what I hit to this to like advance these pictures back and forth. Okay. So the second reason why we like to create travel videos is we like to look back on our adventures. And making an edited video is a much better way about being to look back on our adventures rather than just looking at photos. You know, it's one thing to look at 10,000 photos. Obviously, that's why many people would make photo albums, to curate all the photos you took into the short ones that were good so that you could kind of like look back on that trip. But isn't it even better to watch a 5-minute video of your travels? And so the videos really kind of serve as a living document of those experiences, but also as our personal growth. We can look back and see not just how our style has changed, but how we've changed. And this video here is this picture right here. If I make this bigger, you can see me with my mini DV camera in Japan under a plastic raincoat to keep my camera dry. There was a question right here. Robert Robot Bob said, "What led you to do a travel channel?" We were making these travel videos anyway, and we were sharing them with family and friends because we like to travel, and so those are what I started to upload to YouTube. The channel was never called Yellow Productions Travel Guides. I mean, that wasn't like the name of the channel has always been Yellow Productions, and I guess at some point I was just uploading a lot of travel videos, and after time it became the Yellow Productions Travel Channel, although never renamed to that, and still Yellow Productions. On Facebook, the name of the Facebook page is legitimately Yellow Productions Travel Guide, so I clearly did take that epiphany at some point. Corey says, what's the story behind Yellow? The short version of the story behind Yellow, because I've done the longer version in my frequently asked questions video about Yellow Productions. You could search for Yellow Productions FAQ and find that. The short version is that I used to drive a yellow car. How did I get a yellow car? I got into an accident with a drunk driver. I needed to have my car repainted after it was fixed, having gotten into an accident with a drunk driver. When I got to the paint shop, I didn't know what color to paint my car. I looked up at the board and I said, what's a color somebody will see me in? And I picked yellow, although if they're drunk, it probably didn't matter what color my car was. They probably would have U-turned into it anyway. Doesn't matter. That was my thinking. I could never remember the license plate of my car, so eventually I went to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles here in California, to get some custom plates. This was back before you could, go online and see it was taken or not, so I just had to stand there and rattle off things that I potentially wanted. And eventually I was like, well, I got a yellow car. How about yellow? Well, that's taken. How about yellow with 2 W's? That's not taken. And so if you drive a yellow car with a license plate that says yellow, all of a sudden people start to call you Yellow as a nickname. So I kind of got Yellow as a nickname, like in person, in real life. So then when I created the channel, I called it Yellow Productions with 2 W's, just like my license plate. I realized that was a huge mistake because anytime somebody would type in Yellow with 2 W's into Google or YouTube, it would get auto-corrected as a spelling mistake. And so at some point in the life of the channel, I corrected it to be 1 W, but if you look back on the videos, you will see some logos that have 2 W's as a remnant of that. Okay. So there we go. And for those who've been with the channel for a long time, like Alex, he says, I wonder how many times I've heard the yellow car story. Probably a long time, many times, Alex. Thank you for bearing with it for the 20th time. All right, the third reason that we create these travel videos is we like to share our experiences with family and friends, not just for us. And now we don't have to bore them with a boring slideshow. How many of you remember slideshows? How many of you made slideshows where, back in the day, you'd make slides that like light would shine through, like project them on a thing, and you'd make a carousel full of slides. I call these PowerPoint slides because that's what people used to do before they had PowerPoint. To make a slideshow, they'd carry around these things of slides and talk about all of their travels. Now we don't have to bore them with the slides that we carry around. Our friends can watch them in their own time, and they do. And then it ends up being a conversation starter when we see them. What is this? This is a look back into Sensoji in Japan, one of the main temples in Tokyo. And since last week I did a video about, is Japan overcrowded? As someone who's been going to Japan for a long time, I will tell you, many of the main tourist sites in Tokyo, they were crowded then too, as you can see in this picture with the very young Chris. Okay. The fourth reason that we like to create these travel videos, as we see here, a picture of me in a YouTube bow tie. That's what I've got on right there, dressing my finest YouTube bow tie, in addition to having our friends and family watch them on their own time on YouTube, we also like to have the videos on our phone so that when somebody says something like, "So Chris, how was Japan? What was your favorite thing?" Then I'll pull up the video and talk about screaming chickens in Japan or something like that. So yes, we do hold up our phone and so just take a look at this. Take a look at this short clip. We went to Team Lab Borderless. You don't know what that is? Let me show you a video of Team Lab Borderless. What's also funny is when I hold up my phone sometimes and like girls look at it, they'll be like, "Chris, I'm amazed that you take more selfies than I do." Well, I gotta get that thumbnail. It's not one take. Chris, for every good thumbnail that comes out in this video, I've probably taken like 20 or 30 pictures to like get the perfect pose. That's the perfect pose. Okay. Robot Bob misses the slide of the clicking sound of the old slide project. Yeah, Matt, should I put that in here so that when these change, you can hear the clicking? Kathy says, my family used to do slideshows. Pacific Livin' remembers it as well. Ben, Travelman Podcast says, Chris, congratulations on reaching 400,000 subscribers. I wish you all the best, my friend. Hope to see you soon. I hope to see you soon too, Ben. Peter also says, I also like your office survival guide videos. So there's a channel that's gone fallow since COVID because nobody was watching videos about how to do well in the office workplace when everybody was at home for COVID. Maybe I need to revive it again, but right now I'm spending any extra time I have to be a dad as opposed to building out that channel. I guess what I'm building out instead of that channel is I'm building out the Curious Princess channel for all of her content at our indoor playground adventures. Brandon says the art of the selfie is very important to get the thumbnail for the videos. Yeah, it's one thing to make a great video. It's another thing for people to actually click into it. So there we go. Okay. The fifth reason that we like to make these travel videos beyond our friends and family, there's this incredible community. There's all of you that are on the live stream right now. There's all of you that I meet in real life. There's all of you that send me these amazing pictures. And these are a couple of my favorites right here. This is Kathy and her husband in Tokyo at Team Labs, what we were just talking about. And then this picture over here on the other side, this is the Jablonski family from New Mexico at my favorite sandwich spot in all of Las Vegas, which they know. So that's why they took the picture there, and they're all wearing their Yellow Productions finest as a family. So thank you so much. And then Travelman Ben in the chat, we met in Melbourne, Australia. Just one about like, I don't know, Ben, I don't know how it was. Did you hear me say on a live stream that I was coming there and you said I'll show you around or something like that? So those things have been amazing too. And the generosity of many of you is absolutely amazing, including Brooklyn Joe. Brooklyn Joe, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Joe says, someday, and that day may never come, I will call upon you to do a service for me because you're the godfather, Brooklyn Joe. Is that it? All right. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you have a good sense of humor. Paul says, thanks for all that you do, Chris. Thank you, Paul, as well. Okay. In addition to meeting you and getting your photos, we truly enjoy reading the comments, hearing that our videos helped you plan a trip, rekindled a memory, or let you experience a new place from your home, as many people do. There are many people who watch these videos who aren't going to go to these places. I made a travel guide on Guam that's got 100,000 of views, and I'm guessing many of those people are never going to go to Guam, but are curious what the USA's most remote territory looks like. And there's also many people that I love to hear that just come here for cheery, uplifting entertainment. So I'm glad to bring you some cheer. That's one of my goals. And one of the reasons why I haven't doubled down into what I'll call the negative content, like the most viewed video on this channel is the 5 worst cheap hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. That has had the most views on YouTube, millions of views. It's also had the most views on Facebook. And maybe it was like 3-ish million views on YouTube, like 15 million views on Facebook, like something crazy. And people go, Chris, why don't you make more of those things? Worse this, worse that. And I'm like, my goal's not to beat Mr. Negativity. Mr. Negativity gets me down. I want to be honest with you, so if I stay in a bad hotel or ate bad food or I did something that isn't good, I'm going to be honest with you, but I don't purposefully want to really set out to make negative videos. And I saw the 5 worst cheap hotels in Las Vegas video being less of a, let me just be negative and rag on these things, and more of a warning to be like, hey, particularly for my friends from the UK that look at the Circus Hotel and they're like, how bad could a hotel be? Oh, until you've stayed at the Circus, ye shall never know. Ye shall never know. Points Traveler says, it wouldn't be a Tuesday night without a Yellow Productions live stream. It wouldn't be a live stream without all of you either. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing these live, is I enjoy getting your feedback live. But it's always interesting when we go to publish a video, and then I'll publish it, and then it'll be like, OC Girl will be like an hour or two in, like, what are people saying? What are people saying? What are people saying about the video? So we love to see your comments. If you've got comments and thoughts, just know those keep us going, as it does when people see us in person. The other day on, what day? Just like this past weekend, the Curious Princess and I, we were at the beach one morning. Somebody came up to us on the beach, said, hey, I love your videos. We were at In-N-Out Burger having lunch on Sunday, and 2 people came up to us at In-N-Out Burger and said they love our videos. So we love it. And if you do come up to me, you've seen me probably hand up these stickers before, but I carry these stickers around just to hand out to people. You get your Yellow Productions crew sticker, just like the logo that is on the short shirt. Sam says, thanks for being such a cool cat. Thank you, Sam. Okay. Now, I will say there is one thing we don't enjoy. I just said I'm not going to be negative, but I'm going to, I do have to mention this, because particularly if people are looking at this going like, hey, do I want to be a YouTuber? What's good? What's bad? Well, there's one thing we don't like, and what is that? We don't like the trolls. We don't like the trolls. There's too much negativity out there in this world. Please don't bring it to this channel. But, people are like, what is some of those things? Many of you probably don't see these comments, because the ones that are like the most troll-like, I delete very quickly. But these are some of the comments that people leave on these videos. And it makes me wonder, well, it shouldn't make me wonder. Like there's the South Park episode about the people who are trolls. If you've not seen it, it's a great one to watch, about people who hang out in their parents' basements, just going online and leaving negative everywhere on the internet. And I realized that for every one of these people, and these people who they actually legitimately, I don't think didn't legitimately not like the video. They're just people who leave negativity wherever they go. There's 1,000 people who did like the video who didn't say anything about it. So anyway, if you watch a video and you like it, leave a comment. It's just to know that there are people like me, or at least on this channel, I read every single comment that people leave on the channel, good, positive, indifferent, even the one that YouTube puts and says, you might not want to look at these, they're potentially offensive. Well, somebody left it, so I will read it. Okay, Henry says, Chris, do you ever plan to have a Yellow Productions group tour, maybe to Hawaii, Japan, or Europe? That would be amazing. Keep us posted. I will keep that in mind, Henry. Thank you. I have no immediate plans, but I will keep it in mind. Okay, Steve said, how are the comments you read picked? Because they were the ones I haven't deleted yet that were still in my queue. So that was, these comments. I look at this screen that I have over here, and I'm doing a live stream, and so it's kind of one of those, like, there's no system, there's this and that. I look over there, and as I'm trying to talk and trying to look at this, glance quickly over things and be like, oh, like, that's one that I want to bring up. I want to bring up Robot Bob's. It says, your channel is so wholesome and fun. I don't get it. Well, thank you, Robot Bob, for not getting it. So, okay. And Grant says, I started watching the channel during the 2020 shutdowns while wishing I could go to Vegas. I haven't missed a video since. Thanks for all you do. Thank you very much, Grant. Oh, by the way, this might be, I guess, an interesting thing to see. So I'm going to try to do this, and the screen's going to get all weird for a moment, but trust me, it's going to be okay. I'm going to hit this button, and you're going to get this, because you're going to ask, hey, how do I pick the comments? And so I'm going to put these two things over here. This is what I'm looking at on my right screen. So I have two things up. I have this thing on the left, which is vMix Social, which is what brings all the comments up. And then I can like click on one of them and I can click send. And when I do that, then it puts the comments up on the screen. So I put those comments up right there. You know, Codge of Love talking about the middle comment back when we were talking about negative comments. Laura saying hi. So there we go. That's how those get there. And then on the right over here, this is the YouTube live screen, which I can see like how many people are watching the video, how many total people have come in. And then this is where, like, if I want to chat and say like, hey, then that's what actually goes in the chat. So there we go. Oh, and this new feature right here, who are top fans right now? It's definitely going to be Brooklyn Joe because of that super chat. Thank you so much, Brooklyn Joe, Henry, and Alex, rounding out the top fans based upon what YouTube says, based on interaction, things like that. All right, so that's a little bit of behind the scenes there on how this all comes together. Pacific Living says that's a useful interface, actually. Yeah, it took a while between what you saw as my first live stream of just tablets on desktops or something like that to come with something to be able to put all these things together. Grant says the delay between hey coming up in the chat and you saying it, you saw me say hey in the chat first, right? And then 10 seconds later saw me do this. There are 3 delay settings on YouTube live streams. I pick the middle one, which they say is the best balance between user interactivity and buffering. So there we go. Alex, thank you for your continued support. Alex says, I hope I can visit OC again. It's my turn to buy boba at the spot you like at Irvine Spectrum to return the favor for treating me last time. Absolutely, Alex. That spot at Irvine Spectrum is the alley, but I have many boba tea shops that I enjoy, so that is one of them. Okay, we are on to this one. So we just talked about not enjoying the trolls. That was number 6. Number 7 is we enjoy not just reading the comments, but we enjoy meeting people in real life that enjoy our videos. Just talking about Alex right here. Next week, I'm going to meet Scott, Scottman895. We've tried to meet up before, but haven't. He's been a viewer here in the channel for, I feel like, at least a decade. So I'm glad our paths are able to cross next weekend too. But that was not this. That was not this. I apparently lost the picture. Apparently lost the picture for that one. So we'll go on to the next one, which is what this picture relates to. And so it's the one about the money, because it's the one who people who like, oh, and Kathy. I am definitely looking forward to seeing Kathy in 3 weeks too. Kathy, looking forward to it. All right, we'll take some selfies and post it up on the Yellow Productions community post. Okay. Money. So everybody wants to talk about money. Okay, yes. We enjoy the money that comes from AdSense. The AdSense money is nice, but Secret Girl and I, we do have full-time, non-remote jobs. So everything we earn from YouTube, we put back into the channel. It allows us to justify an experience or an expense just for the purpose of making a video about it. An example of that is the video that I made on the San Diego County Fair. I literally just went to the fair to make that video. I happen to be down in San Diego, but I'm like, I've got 2 hours. Let me go down to the fair for 2 hours. Yes, there's an admission fee and parking fee, but I'm like, the AdSense money will make that back. Is it going to make me rich? No, but it'll make it back. What's an example of that? Like this video right here on the Carlsbad flower fields. There's this place in San Diego that has all these wonderful blooming flowers. And I know making this video, it's not going to get an amazing amount of views. It got 8,000 views since it was published, and it earned $66, which pays for our admission to go into the Carlsbad flower fields and It doesn't pay us minimum wage for the time to actually make the video, but we are happy that we can break even then on a lot of those experiences. Or another one about like, well, should we do this? Should we get this food? Should we go into this experience? And be like, well, it'll make the video better if we do. And then we'll get a little bit of AdSense money back, and so it'll balance itself out. Video equipment, surprisingly expensive. It's also one where on some of my videos where I talk about like expenses going places, and I take a lot of taxis, people will be, particularly in Singapore, I took a lot of taxis in Singapore, people are like, oh, you wasted so much money on the taxis. And I'm like, I took the taxis so I could make more things. Like if I spend all my time, it's cheaper to ride the subway, but I wouldn't be able to pack as many things into the video. Where if I take the taxis, it's less time to get to the place. Yeah, I gotta spend $20 to $30, but it'll come back in the end because that AdSense money will come back to pay for the taxis so I can make more content. All right, there we go. But as I said before, we started doing YouTube before it even had an AdSense program, so that wasn't the main motivation for us. Okay, but you know, related to like making more videos and all this content, we have an editor on the team, Yusaku now. Like all he does is edit these videos. I mean, he eats and sleeps and drinks and does other things, but like he's spending a good amount of time every week editing the edited videos that you see, like all of the hour-long travel guides, things like that. It'll take 40 hours to edit one of those videos. So, you know, building out the team, creating that better content, creating the better edited content, those are all the other places the AdSense money goes to after covering the basic equipment, music costs a lot of, you know what? That song that you hear at the beginning of this video costs money. Like it costs money for me to be able to play that song for you every week. But I feel like it's better with the song, so. Okay, number 9, the 9th thing why we make travel videos is we enjoy these special YouTuber experiences. Examples of those are the Korea trip that we took and the Fukushima trip that we took. These were ones where we were invited by tourism offices in Korea and Fukushima, Japan, to come and spend some time. In the case of Korea, with other YouTubers. In the case of Fukushima, we weren't with other YouTubers, but they had a few different YouTubers from other countries come at different times there. We would love more of these kind of trips. If you work in a tourism office or you have friends that work in a tourism office, let them know that Yellow Productions is interested in making videos on their destinations. We don't let them tell us what to say. We let the destination tell us what to say, but we believe that those experiences that we've had through those still come out and create authentic content in those destinations. By the way, this picture, when we were in Korea, who's in the background, right over here, in kind of the, I guess you'd call it the green. This is Samuel Jeffrey from Sam and Audrey Travel Videos. Right here, this is David's Been Here. He's, you know, million subscriber food YouTuber. And then this guy right here, this is Jordan Twilly, something like that, from Australia. I'm amazed he's still alive. Jordan would totally be okay if I said that. He's crazy. He does crazy things in his videos that I would never do, like, you know, burying himself alive or backflipping into waterfalls that you don't see here at Yellow Productions. Point Traveler asks if Yusaku edits for other channels as well. There is enough content here on Yellow Productions at this point that he focuses on Yellow Productions to edit. So it's amazing how long it takes to edit all of these things. And that's not a dig. You talk about why it takes so long. I know why it takes so long, because I used to do it all myself. But that's one that now that he's able to edit it, then I can focus on creating more videos. And so, you know, this was one where, like, at the beginning of I feel like a bit of this journey was like learning how to, well, A, just learning how to create videos, and then B, learning how to create videos that could be shot and edited in a reasonable amount of time, and then C, learning how to shoot lots of videos on a trip, because that's what we do now. Like on this trip we came back from Japan, there's gonna be 10 or 15 videos that come back from our week in Japan. The hotel reviews, the Sendai vlog, the Tokyo vlog, the Tokyo Disney vlog, lots and lots of content. And so all those things to like piece all those videos together, it is not a trivial exercise. But the fact that we can come back from the trip I can upload those files to Google Drive, and then I can just start thinking about what's the next live stream I'm going to do, or what's the next trip we're going to go on, and ideate on those things and write the scripts on them. Allows now I'd say three-ish, on average, 3-ish videos a week here on Yellow Productions. Typically this live stream on Tuesday nights, and then 2 to 3 other recorded and edited videos. Typically Thursday morning is when I'll publish one. I'll often publish another one around Saturday and Sunday. And then if I'm doing something like Comic-Con or the San Diego County Fair, this and that, that's like, this is awesome and I gotta get this out right now, then that kind of slots into the rotation. Shorts, they just come and go. They just come and go. Whenever I shoot it, I edit it on my phone on CapCut, and then I just upload it to make sure it gets done and doesn't end up in the can. You are gonna see some videos when I do Vlogmas this year. Another reason why I do Vlogmas every year in December is to just take all the stuff that we've accumulated in the editing backlog and finished, but just haven't put out, to like put that all out. There was one that's been sitting in the queue since 2023, so that's gonna come out in December, but we are now, so the goal will be in December to flush out anything that is from this year, so that then at least in any given year we snap to the new year of stuff. Grant says, big Vlogmas fan. Thank you, Grant. My dad, Electric Rick, right here, says, wherever you go, you seem to find beautiful things, and that must be because you are looking for beautiful things. Okay, I'd probably say I'm looking for interesting things. But as creating video, certainly things that look good then make good videos too. By the way, if any of you are going to be at Weird Al Yankovic in San Diego this weekend, I will see you there. Look for the guy in the yellow shirt. Come and say hey. Okay. Brandon also enjoys Vlogmas, one of my favorite times of year. Points Traveler says, you going to do any dual live streams with other channels again? I don't know, Points Traveler. I was doing those during COVID, and the hard part about doing those ends up being it's not just to sit down and record the thing, but then it's usually 2 or 3 other sessions to make sure we can connect, make sure the tech works, make sure the internet connection works. And so what would have been a 1-hour live stream, I would say the amount of time and effort that I put into those is 3x the amount of time and effort that I put into a standard live stream. So now that we can actually meet up in person, I've been, opting towards hey, let's meet up and shoot something. Like you saw at TravelCon, I did some things with Mark Walters and Samuel. Trying to get together with Josh from California Through My Lens again. So now that we can meet up in person, trying to make those more instead of the remote experiences. All right. Brooklyn Joe says, I'm willing to do a guest experience. Are you in Brooklyn, Joe? Where's home for you? Cashew says, off topic, but has Princess ever been to the Disneyland Halloween party thing? No, not yet. We first took the Curious Princess to Disneyland last year in December. We got the Costco 3-day passes this year, so we're gonna take her for 3 days this year. So we're kind of ramping up the Disneyland experience, but not yet for Halloween. And Amber from Vancouver says, thank you. All right, and Brooklyn Joe says he's in Phoenix. All right, if I'm in Phoenix, I'll hit you up, Joe. Okay. So, the 10th reason that we enjoy creating these travel videos is we noticed, I guess it was my dad was saying, you always find beautiful things, so it actually relates to this, to say that as traveling as a content creator and making content, we tend to notice different things. We look at things we walk down the street and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's an amazing robot. That's an amazing shot. Curious Princess, go over there. and go stand in front of that robot and go talk to that robot. Or, we'll look at a building and be like, what is it that makes that building interesting? An appreciation for the finer or the unique things. What makes a hotel actually special? Or what makes this restaurant actually special? Or what makes this food actually special? And then we'll talk about it. As we're eating food, we're do you like this? Is it good? Is it better? Is it worse? We're in a hotel. We're do you like this hotel? Do you not like this hotel? What are the pros of this hotel? What are the cons of this hotel? Because we need to make a video about it. And so we end up having the conversation. I still struggle on my food descriptions, and so I'm not sure that I'll ever reach the Anthony Bourdain level, but definitely something that I'm working on to be able to, as I drink something, as I drink my High Mountain Oolong tea, to be able to do more than that, right? And the tea. It has a good tea taste. It's fresh. It's floral. It's robust, but it's not sweet. There's no sweet in this at all. There's a zero calories, which is the kind of tea I like. I don't like the sweetened tea. Okay. Larry says, I'm going to Oogie Boogie Bash on 9/18. See you there, Kathy. And Kathy's going as well. Okay. Narrow Road says, now I know why I like you. I must have sensed that you too are a Weird Al fan. I generally go to see Weird Al every time he's in Southern California. I think this is probably concert number 10 or something like that for seeing Weird Al. All right. My dad is the one who turned me on to Weird Al. My dad was a big fan of Dr. Demento in the past, parody music, which obviously Weird Al was a big part of. Probably my second favorite band to go see is Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which does Christmas music. So as the true geek. Mossad says, Chris, which is the best state in America for scenic views? I think it depends what kind of scenery you like. California, I'm going to be partial to California, and I'm going to say I'll give you not just California, but I feel like driving the Pacific Coast Highway up the coast of California, Oregon, and Washington is a super scenic and magical drive. See, Alex gave you Oregon, and so I gave you all three. So there you go. All right. The 12th thing that we... the 11th thing. This is the 11th thing first. The 11th thing that we enjoy about making travel videos is we enjoy that the process of making the video gives us a quest. It gives us like something to be like, well, when we go to Singapore and we're making a video about the best hawker centers in Singapore, there's like 8 of them, you know, or at least there were that we put on the list. I mean, you could put as many as you want to. But I feel like if I made a video about the best hawker centers and I only had 2, it wouldn't be complete. And so then to make that video, I need to go to 8 and shoot all 8 of them and then be like, oh, this is what's in this one, and this is what's in this one, this is what that. Or like when we went to Bath in England. Bath, there are these famous buns. There's a Bath bun and a Sully Lun bun. There are these 2 tea shops, bakeries that have these different buns, and people are always like, which one's the better bun? So we're like, well, are we gonna have just one, or are we gonna have both? And of course we're gonna have both, and then we're gonna make a video about making both, right? It's a little bit of that quest. Is it silly to have that quest? This is a silly quest? Again, do we need to have 2 buns in the same day? Well, we do when we're making a video about it. It kind of like pushes us to not just sit in our room, but maybe to go out and see these things that we wouldn't have otherwise. It encourages us to get out of our comfort zones, encourage us to talk to new people, and visit these places we might otherwise skip for the sake of telling a good story. My dad says the only thing better than seeing Weird Al live in San Diego is seeing Weird Al live in San Diego with my wonderful son. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see it with you too, Dad. And so if any of you are Weird Al and you want to get a selfie with Chris and Dad, Electric Rick, no extra fee. He'll be in the selfie. Well, I haven't asked him this yet, but hopefully, Dad, you'll agree. No extra fee. All right. The 12th thing we enjoy about making travel videos is that we're really glad that people find these videos useful and they share them with others. It's particularly funny when we're in a group of people and in a conversation, somebody says, I'm going to Japan. Do you have any tips? I need to ask you some questions. It's not funny that people ask that. It's funny then when other people in the group say, or you could just go watch his videos. You know, he's actually made videos on that topic. And it's kind of fun. Like, it's one of those where, like, we might be places that we, you know, a preschool parent's birthday party. We're like, I don't know all the people there. But then, like, somebody knows somebody that says something about, like, this person knows I'm a YouTuber, but this person doesn't know I'm a YouTuber, and they ask this question, and this person says, like, go watch his videos. And it's like, it's always amazing when people do that instead of me shameless self-promotion, right? It's one thing if I shamelessly self-promote, it's then much less shameless when other people are like, no, they're like, you should go watch those videos if you haven't, and you should get a sticker is what you should get. Okay. Yeah, Janelle's funny. On this note, Janelle says they don't even know they're standing next to fame. Well, that's always fun. So this is always the funny experience, too. The people say, oh, you have a YouTube channel. What's the name? What's the name? And then, they'll go look it up on their phone. And then they'll see the subscriber count or whatever. And then they'll be like, Their face completely changes. It's the social validation. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've met someone famous. I wasn't famous a moment ago, but now I am. It's amazing how that works. Don't you know who I am? I never do that. I still, for what it's worth, I still enjoy, like, it's not like, not Michael Jackson fame or something like that, where like everybody knows you everywhere. Like we definitely enjoy our anonymity in many places. But I would say on most weekends, we're generally recognized at the point that somebody comes up to us and says, hey, once or twice most weekends. Which then I realize there's many people that would see us and never say a thing. So Walters says, congrats on 400,000 subscribers. Here's to the next 600K. Thank you so much, Walter. Walters on the road to 600K. So tell your friends, so we can get to 1 million. Because the great thing about 1 million, more tourism boards will see that. And then more tourism boards will invite us to more cool places so we can make more videos on those places. Okay. The 13th thing that's cool, why we enjoy making travel videos is, you know what, it is cool to see the views go up when a video's popular. Yes, there is something about social media where you're like, oh, like it's neat. Like when we publish the video, then there's like a graph that shows you how well it does. And like when it takes off, like we can, there's some videos like the Carlsbad video, and I'm glad many of you enjoyed it. Awesome. Thank you. 8,000, which isn't, we're not here at Mr. Beast numbers, but these are the top viewed videos on the Yellow Productions channel. You can see in the upper left, we've got the 5 worst cheap hotels in Vegas at 3-something million views. 13 worst tourist traps in Vegas. Like Vegas is definitely the top of this list, but Singapore, Vancouver, Los Angeles, New York City kind of like round up this top. So it's really neat to see these videos get over 1 million views. That's a lot. That's a lot of views. At the same time, sometimes we do think we made really great videos and nobody watches. But after 2,000 videos, not every video can be a home run. And so that is one of the reasons why we tend to, you might look at this channel compared to others and you're like, Chris, you upload a lot. And I'm like, I have no idea which one people are going to watch or they're going to like. I do tend to know that the well-edited travel guide for a destination is going to do well, but sometimes they don't. Like the bath guide just didn't do as well as we expected for such a top-tier destination. And I don't think the video was any worse. So if you watch the bath video and you're like, Chris, I know why it didn't do well, let me know. Killer Chronicles, who I met at VidCon, says, hey, are you going to Vid Summit? I don't have any current plans to. Do you think I should? Am I missing out on something by not going? I've never been to Vid Summit, so let me know. Horex says, have you done any videos on SoCal mountain towns like Julian, Big Bear? Not really. The closest I've done is one on Oak Glen, which isn't really a mountain town, but it's like an apple picking area in Los Angeles. I've shot content on Julian, but it never got edited. Because before Yusaku, before I had help to make sure my videos got edited. So I never edited the video on Julian. So it never made it on to YouTube. Killer Chronicle says, were your Las Vegas videos a boon for your channel? Yeah, certainly the 5 worst cheap hotels was. And there was a time on the channel where I would say like a good, 75% of all views were Las Vegas videos. And I love everybody who loves the Las Vegas videos. I love to make the Las Vegas videos, but I have intentionally not dove into this being a Las Vegas channel, which is why I don't talk about Las Vegas all the time. I could, and I know every video I would make on Las Vegas would do well, but I also want my other content to do well, and I want people to come for more experiences than just Las Vegas, so there we go. Musad says, hey Chris, are you excited about the upcoming LA Olympic Games? Is it true that the National Guards were not deployed? Then I don't know anything about where National Guard, this and that, and excited about it. I mean, it'll be cool to all the festivities in LA and things like that, but it's so far off in the distance that I don't even know what those experiences can be or things I'll be able to go to or do or see or things like that. So, You the Guru asked, does your bay ever require a non-yellow shirt when going out? Yeah, I wear the yellow shirts if we're going to film content, and if we're not going to film content, then I'm generally not wearing yellow. So that's it. So if you see me in a yellow shirt, I was usually planning to record something that day. Blue Boy says, the reason why The reason why my bath video didn't do very well is that Blue Boy doesn't care about England, so that's why he didn't watch my bath video. All right, thank you for being honest, Blue Boy. Okay. Yeah, and Justin Thomas says the Vegas only channels get very, very repetitive. It's like, yeah, it's one of those where like you can only say the same thing so often week after week. There's only so many hotels and so much new content to do on Las Vegas as a topic. Okay. The 14th thing that we enjoy is we enjoy learning for you, learning for you and learning from you. But this was written to say learning from you. I learn new things in these live streams. You know, I might learn from Killer Chronicles here about, you know, why I should go to Vid Summit, because I've never been before. I'm still looking for that answer, Killer Chronicles. I remember I asked you that question. But Killer Chronicles asked back, when a video does well, do you take your family out to the fancy restaurant? I don't know if I would say it that way, but it's certainly one of those where, like, if I'm making one that I know will do well, like, for example, like, I don't know, you know, the Orange County Fair Walking Tour that I know a lot of people watch every year. It's not taking them out to a fancy restaurant, but I'd be like, oh, see, girl, we can afford to get the turkey leg and the barbecue sandwich to put in this video. Like, it'll be okay, because this video is gonna do well. Killer Chronicles says, Vid Summit's like VidCon, but only for YouTube, much more expensive. Are you gonna go, Killer Chronicles? Is it worth it? Do you think I should go? Put on by Daryl Eves. Yes, familiar with Daryl Eves, for sure. Definitely watched his content before. Killer Chronicles, how many times per day do you check your view analytics? Depends on the day, probably not a healthy amount. I would guess like 3 times a day, probably. But I'm also doing it when I'm in there responding to comments. Like, I generally respond to most comments on the YouTube Studio app. So for, you know, most folks, there's like this is the YouTube Studio app, and so then you can go, and this is how I go in here and I respond to your comments. I'm generally doing those here, and so that comes up with the dashboard, and then I'll click on analytics. And you know, what I usually find interesting is, like, I enjoy looking at the real-time analytics down here about, like, what's doing well right now. And, like, oh, the short that I just published that I edited last night was about this Mickey soap at Tokyo Disneyland. And they'd be like, oh, that short just took off. So that's pretty cool to see. The #1 most viewed video over the last 48 hours is my inside a 2-story Costco in Taiwan. That's another one to see cool that video did well. Sophia says, why won't you respond to anyone else? I don't know, Sophia. Why won't I? Somebody asked about, you know, how do you pick things? So the ones I see, those are the ones that I read. I cannot possibly read every single comment, as I'm also trying to talk at the same time about some things. All right. The 15th thing that we enjoy about making travel videos is that making videos forces us to learn a massive range of new skills. And it's not just holding the camera. It's not just pointing it somewhere, but it's filmmaking and editing to public speaking. There's a lot of things that go into it. Look at the camera, don't look at the camera, do this, do that. Making thumbnails, scripting things, outlining things. So there we go. And the 16th thing that we enjoy about it is, you know what, it's a confidence booster. I mean, putting yourself on camera is scary, but it's helped us grow as people. I was never the cool kid growing up. I was definitely the silly, goofy, nerdy, dorky kid, and I'm okay with that. I know that I'm a huge dork that travels around with stuffed pandas, but the fact that there are 400,000 of you that click the subscribe button for the huge dork that travels around with stuffed pandas validates that it's okay for me to be the huge dork that travels around with stuffed pandas. So thank you for validating me in who I am. Okay. That's funny. Okay. It's funny when I read the chat and then people are like, you read this, do you laugh at a joke? What is it? And so Sophia on the comments says, I won't stop until he notices me, because Killer Chronicle says, just stop. And then Sophia says, I'm happy. See, I read other comments. It's okay. But you just might have had one in there that I wasn't reading as I was going. So, all right. Jacob says, do you have any YouTube video editing software recommendations for Windows? Thanks, love the videos. For Windows, I generally use Adobe Premiere. For my Android device, I use CapCut. And for my Mac, I use Final Cut Pro. Sophia says, I'm sorry I love you in your videos. It's okay. I love you too, Sophia. Thank you. All right. Musad says, we love you too, Chris. Thank you. All right, and finally, this one right here, 17th thing about why we enjoy making travel videos is it also holds us accountable to keep exploring. Knowing that we have this channel to create for is a great motivator for us to get out there, not just when we're there, but to go out and book the next trip. People said, Chris, what's the next trip? We'll be going to Colorado. Definitely going to go back to Vegas again to make what's new in Vegas for 2026. Those are a couple things we have on the horizon. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the whole process is just incredibly rewarding as fun. Now, this video is not over because I'm going to share with you a video from 2006, the unreleased video from Florence. But before we get into that, I did want to say that we couldn't have done any of this without you being here, without watching the channel, without your support, clicking like, clicking thumbs up, clicking subscribe, leaving a comment. As you're maybe watching the Florence video, I would love to hear from you in the comments if you're watching the archive, in the chat if you're watching the live stream. Why do you like watching travel videos? Why do you like watching Yellow Productions travel videos? And if you're a creator, then what motivates you to create travel content? All right, thank you so much for watching and being part of this community. Let's go ahead and watch this Florence video. But first, I spent a lot of time on this next one. It's only 8 seconds long, but it's my hooray 400K celebration video. I spared no expense on this one. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the hooray right there. And let's watch Florence. 5-minute long video, and then we'll come back for a little bit of Q&A and our Yellow Productions shirt giveaway.
Florence, day number 3. Good morning.
Oh, I need to tell you something before you watch this. So the reason why this never made it on YouTube is I used a lot of copywritten music. And so because I used that copywritten music, I couldn't put it on YouTube because YouTube would like block it. So I had to run this video through Descript to take out all of the music, which slightly changes my voice. You're like, Chris, you don't sound like that, or you don't sound quite as boring. It's just an artifact of that. Imagine it with some really great Italian music in the background that I just couldn't put on YouTube. Okay, that's my caveat before we go. Here we go.
We are off to the Galleria de Accademia that was built strictly for the statue of David. Unfortunately, we can't show you the real one inside because we can't videotape, but we'll go show you some fake Davids. After a long and perilous hike, we have arrived at the top of this hill, which is Plaza Michelangelo, for the bronze statue of David, which is one of the 2 fake statues of David in Florence. We are in Piazza del Signoria, which is the plaza of the fake statues. On this side of me is the fake David, and as you see, there's some fake something others. Florence, it's easy style. We are at the Duomo, which is a very large dome. Oh, there's the golden door behind me, this fabulous door made out of gold. It's really expensive, I'm sure. The doors of the Duomo are a very green brass steel metal until we get to this guy on the door who has a very shiny head. So I'm thinking if I rub it, it's good luck. Ooh, all my wishes will come true. In front of the Duomo, we get all sorts of people. We get old people, young people, tour groups, and then, of course, the gypsies that walk around and beg for money. To go into the dome, you go in through a special entrance here on the side of the construction zone. Entering the dome is a €6 charge, and they also let you know there's no lift, but there are 463 steps. €6 for the pleasure of climbing 463 steps. Up into the dome. 463 steps, roughly 100 of the way out. And it's quite a workout. No writing on the walls. Dome to dome, 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 dome to dome, dome to dome, dome, dome to dome. From the top of the Duomo, you can see that the streets are very, very narrow, just like this one. From the top of the Duomo, you can see the market from above.
People always tell me I have a big head, but I found one that's bigger.
but I definitely have a bigger head than this guy. In Florence, one of the more annoying things about the city is because it is cramped and there's not much space, scooters have taken over. So it sounds just like Taipei, and in fact smells like Taipei, with all the scooters and the gas and the diesel. And every place you walk, you never quite feel safe, because next thing you know, there's going to be a scooter going. The coolest car or scooter that we've seen here so far is this one. We've seen a lot of them. They're yellow. I want one. A lot of Florence has been closed off to automobile traffic and is pedestrian only, though there are cars that still drive on a lot of these streets. So it gives you a false sense of safety. In Florence, the roads are very small, so they have these really tiny buses to navigate these small streets. So people ride bicycles as much as they drive cars or scooters here, and when you want to park your bicycle, you just put your pedal down and lean it on the curb on the side of the street. In Florence is the Florence Hotel. The eyes are very religious. You see here the grand dining room of the hotel. This is where breakfast is served every morning. Florence's most famous sandwich is this sandwich, and we're here in Norval, which is one of the most famous places for this sandwich. We think it's a boiled beef brisket, and it is quite tasty. Pizza in Florence is very different than a lot of places. A lot of it comes in these square pans like this, and has very interesting toppings. We're inside Palazzo Pitti, which is a plaza that was built by the Pitti family to compete with the Medici family. From atop Richmond Hill, we look across Florence, and we see the Duomo, the tallest structure in Florence, which we were on the top of, right up here. And if we zoom in, we can probably see a few people up there. Sure can. Boy, that's high. This is the Ponte Vecchio, an old bridge 2,000 years old. It goes over the river that runs through Florence. It has shops on it. They're all jewelry shops. And we're on our way next to Rome. See there? That's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore.
Bells will ring, ding-a-ling-a-ling, that's amore. Now, that's some of the music that I kept in. I figured the 5 seconds wouldn't trigger the copyright bells. Hopefully it doesn't. Well, all right, fellow explorers, I hope you enjoyed that little journey down memory lane from 2006. We're not going to have enough time to get into Q&A into this video, so since it is a subscriber celebration, I do want to do Q&A. I think we'll just break that out into another live stream probably this Thursday, probably same time as we usually do these on Tuesday, just on Thursday. I'll send out a blast about it, but if you want to join into just some open Q&A, that's what that one's going to be. We are going to do a giveaway, though, of the Yellow Productions Crew shirt. Since it's a special celebration, we'll give it to the top 3 today. And so my question for you to win the Yellow Productions Crew shirt shipped to you anywhere in the world to the top 3 people that guess these things is, what was the name of the person in Nara, Japan, from the Philippines, who said that they recognized us and loved our video on Singapore? If you're the first person to drop his name in the chat, you will win a Yellow Productions Crew shirt shipped to you anywhere in the world. If you don't get to win one and you want to buy one, you can pick one up at the Yellow Productions shop right here. And if you want to get a notification of my next live stream, head over to the Yellow Productions update, sign up, put your email address in there. You get an email every time I've got a new live stream scheduled, and I publish a new banner video, the ones on Thursdays and Saturdays that are good. I think people are going to watch. I send out the email blasts about those. And now we have a winner chicken dinner. Winner, 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 chicken dinner. Okay, so I'm gonna filter. I see a few right answers, so we're gonna filter this by right answers. First right answer, Brooklyn Joe. He should remember since the name was Joey. That was right, Joey from the Philippines said, love you from the Philippines for your Singapore video. Number 2 winner goes to Cashew. And number 3, we're gonna go to 4 here because you guys typed your messages in the same second. Alex and Brandon. Congratulations, you all win Yellow Productions Crew shirts. Send me an email, chris@yellow-productions.com. It's in the description. Let me know your address and your size, and I'll get it headed out right to y'all real soon now. Well, all right, fellow explorers, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, joining us on this journey. See you in a couple days for open Q&A if you want to be back then. And if not, then I'll probably see you on Thursday morning for an edited video. Which one is it going to be? I haven't decided yet. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so we can get to 1 million here on Yellow Productions. I'm looking forward to that celebration soon.